What's up, Portland? Evan here, the media dynamo for the team, and obviously, as you guys can already tell, we're not in Portland here. I'm here to break the fourth wall a little bit, if that's all right with you guys, and kind of explain what it is that we hope to accomplish when we go to these real estate conferences. You might have noticed if you follow along that we do these quite often, and you might have also wondered what it is that we hope to learn. You know, isn't real estate mostly the same? And well, it's not. These days, real estate is constantly being innovated. The process is being changed all the time. There are these huge tech companies constantly trying to disrupt the whole process and improve it, and we want to know how and why they're doing so. So follow along to find out more. So when we go to these things, there's really one thing that's top of mind for us, and that's how do we take these big ideas and translate that into practical day-to-day things that we can do for our clients. So why would a seller of a home want to hire an agent who uses a system like this?
Because the agent is just so much more organized. It helps the agent be able to pull up buyers, for instance, with a specific parameter.
We have a platform for virtual tour creation.
We want to be able to curate specific deals for the consumers as it relates to their home.
All right, let's see what we've learned so far. It's a lot, so buckle up. Overwhelmingly, the big thought that I've had here today is that we as a team are on the right track. A lot of people are talking on this stage about making sure that the way that you market a property is incredibly proactive, meaning don't just fall back on the MLS system to plug your listing into Zillow and Redfin and Homes.com and the lot, but to actually push that media through any kind of channel that you can. There was this guy named Charlie Kemp, and he was the strategic partner manager for Google. He told us that there were 7,300 years worth of home listing videos like we do for ours that had been watched in the last 2 years alone. And that's just mind-blowing. Another great thing Charlie said was that there were actually 9 billion real estate related searches that happen every single year on Google. So that tells me that all that effort that we're putting into Google, all of our efforts to optimize every page on drewcoleman.com to make sure that it shows up and that it ranks on those Google searches, all those dollars are worth it. He also talked a lot about the emerging home buyer. There's going to be this $30 trillion wealth transfer from the boomers to the millennials. A lot of that is going to be within homeownership. And as millennials age into being home buyers, we need to know exactly how to market the properties that we are representing to those buyers. But let's say maybe you have a property that you don't think is going to appeal to a millennial home buyer. Maybe it's a higher cost, maybe it's a little further out from the city. It still doesn't matter because 52% of boomers still consume digital video. Another big subject on the stage is finding out ways to commoditize the real estate process for the consumer. Because we're not just competing with other agents in our cities, we're competing for the best digital experience, period. That means that even teams like ours have to compete with huge giants like Zillow or Google to make sure that the consumer experience is seamless so that we don't miss on any opportunities for our clients. So that means that we need to pay attention to how we're capturing leads, how we are following up with those leads, to stay on top of every whiff of a potential sale that we have to make sure that every single one of them that can close does close. And that's something that over the last couple of years, we've been refining steadily every single day. But when we come to an event like this, we get some hard sales figures, some hard numbers that really help us figure out how to structure that process. For instance, I just learned today that on average, those online leads don't convert, meaning they don't actually turn into a sale, anywhere from 30 to 90 days. That's the kind of information that we can take back and actually pragmatically work into our sales plan. That becomes the standard. Now, every year that we come to one of these, there's always some kind of hot subject of the day. And this year, that's definitely the concept of the instant offer. Large companies who have the equity needed, just the raw capital, they will go in and tell people who are looking to sell certain homes, we will offer you a full cash offer right now. Drew has really steered us towards finding a way to operate within this potential dynamic shift. Based on the growth, we don't think that this is ever going to become the de facto thing. A lot of people need the security of the time that it takes. When you're going to move this much money, it should take time. And so an instant offer is definitely not ever going to be for anybody. There needs to be somebody with a fiduciary obligation to the consumer. There still needs to be somebody who fights for the consumer, and that undoubtedly is the broker. Without somebody fighting for the consumer, they're not going to get the best deal, and that's absolutely not the way that things should go. So while everybody is understandably scared by this concept, I really think that it's one of the merits of our team that Drew can see things like this phenomenon coming down the pipe and figure out ways to position our company to not only survive, but to provide the best value to the consumer and to marry that with these bigger interests and make sure that all parties involved are happy. And that's kind of the name of the game.